It wasn't too long ago that spinach was dominating headlines as the superfood of choice, the ideal addition to any smoothie or dish to boost its healthy properties. Then there was kale, then quinoa, then chia seeds. The list of superfood trends goes on and on. But now, the latest superfood to hit the health craze status is a gluten-free grain known as Teff. Hi viewers, and welcome back to another Bestie video. Teff is the smallest known grain in the world, tinier even than a poppy seed. It's densely packed with a lot of essential nutrients that promote health and well-being. In today's video, we'll tell you what the health benefits of this superfood are and how you can add it to your diet. From better circulation, stronger bones, better energy, boosted immunity, to better blood sugar levels, and more. Watch until the end to learn about all of them. Let's begin by telling you what exactly Teff is. Teff is a fine, ancient grain that originated in and around Ethiopia. It's a naturally gluten-free grain, and nutritionally it makes a great wheat alternative. There are more than 4,000 varieties of this nutritious seed. The seed is so tiny that 150 Teff seeds are the equivalent of 1 grain of wheat. Teff flour is ground from ivory and white-hued seeds, while whole Teff is often red or brown. The reason you may just now be hearing about this is that until a few years ago, exporting from Ethiopia was largely banned. This was due in part to avoid the fate of quinoa in its native Bolivia and Peru, and keep Teff affordable for Ethiopians. Teff accounts for more than 10% of all calories in the average Ethiopian diet. When you look across Ethiopia, Teff is the most important commodity for this country, both on the production side as well as the consumption side. In Ethiopia, Teff is eaten as a flatbread called injera, as well as a porridge, unleavened bread, and even beverages. The Ethiopian Agriculture Transformation Agency developed a strategic long-term plan to promote and protect Teff. Changes in farming techniques improved yields in the last few years, allowing for exports. While Teff predominantly grows in these African countries, it's been introduced in other regions and countries. Idaho in the US, for example, produces some of the best quality Teff in the world. Moving on, let's talk about the nutritional profile of this amazing superfood. Teff has become a trusted fuel source for endurance athletes. Similar to quinoa, amaranth, and buckwheat, one serving of mild, nutty-flavored Teff has about 6 grams of protein. It also is rich in unsaturated fats and fiber, which is about 7 grams per cup, giving it a lower glycemic index than wheat. So it won't cause blood sugar spikes. Up to 40% of carbohydrates in Teff are resistant starch, a specific type of fiber linked to healthy body weight and colon health. Where Teff really stands out is its mineral content. One serving supplies 123 milligrams of bone-building calcium, the equivalent of half a cup of cooked spinach. There are hardly any other grains that are higher in calcium than Teff. For example, millet has 8 milligrams per cup, oats has around 50 milligrams. Teff is loaded with iron, about 5 grams per cup, a big plus for athletes. They need it to utilize oxygen effectively and stay energized during exercise. Yet they lose this and other key minerals through sweat. Additionally, 1 cup of Teff has 126 milligrams of magnesium, an essential, tough-to-get mineral that aids in muscle recovery. Interested yet? Make sure you join our millions of followers and hit that subscribe button for all of our great Bestie content. Now, health benefits of this amazing superfood. Number 1. Better circulation. The iron in Teff increases oxygenation to important organs and areas of the body. Iron is needed to produce hemoglobin, which carries oxygen from your lungs and transports it throughout your body to your cells. A study found that iron deficiency anemia can result in a wide variety of adverse outcomes, including diminished work or exercise capacity, impaired thermoregulation, immune dysfunction, GI disturbances, and neurocognitive impairment. Fortunately, due to its iron content, Teff can help treat and prevent anemia symptoms. Number 2. Helps manage blood sugar levels. Teff has a relatively low glycemic index compared to many other grains. Because each Teff seed is so small, it's impossible for the digestive system to process it at the same degree as other grains. This means it's a whole grain and therefore has more fiber than a more processed grain, and so it can help prevent spikes in blood sugar. Number 3. Promotes growth. With 8 different amino acids, which may include a slightly rare one called lysine, Teff can deliver substantial support for growth and development. Your body needs protein to create new cells, repair old ones, and for general development throughout your life. While animal proteins can be helpful, your body can more easily break down vegetable proteins into their constituent amino acids. This is why having something like Teff in your diet is important for everyone, not just vegetarians and health food fans. Number 4. It's gluten-free. As the amount of people suffering from celiac disease continues to rise, it'll be important to have alternative options to gluten-containing foods. Celiac disease or gluten intolerance can be very painful and dangerous for people who suffer from it. This is why gluten-free options like Teff grain, particularly since it's so nutrient-dense, make for healthy, delicious options for people avoiding gluten. Number 5. Boosts immunity. Because Teff is a high source of B vitamins and essential minerals, it boosts the immune system. Thiamine, for example, is closely involved in regulating immune response. Because thiamine aids digestion, it allows your body to extract nutrients from food more easily. These nutrients are used to boost immunity and defend your body from illness. Thiamine helps in the secretion of hydrochloric acid, which is essential for the complete digestion of food particles and absorption of nutrients. You don't want a thiamine deficiency, and eating Teff can help prevent developing one. Number 6. Gives you energy. Another mineral present in high concentrations of Teff grain is copper. This mineral plays important roles throughout the body, including in energy production, growth and repair, enzymatic reactions, nervous system function, and red blood cell creation. Without proper copper levels, many of your body's systems will begin to fail. So, adding a copper boost with Teff is never a bad idea. Number 7. Supports bone health. Teff is a great source of calcium and manganese, so it promotes bone health. Calcium-rich foods are critical for bones to solidify properly. Growing young adults need enough calcium in order for your body to achieve its peak bone mass. Manganese, in combination with calcium and other minerals, can help reduce bone loss, especially in older women who are more susceptible to bone fractures or weak bones. Manganese deficiency also poses a risk for bone-related disorders because it helps with the formation of bone regulatory hormones and enzymes involved in bone metabolism. Apart from adding Teff to your diet for stronger bones, there are other ways you can make sure your bones are powerful. Learn more about these by watching 11 ways for you to build healthier bones. Now, back to Teff, the new superfood that you should know about. Finally, here are a few ways you can add Teff to your diet. Because it's so small, Teff is usually prepared and eaten as a whole grain, rather than being split into a germ, bran, and kernel, as is the case with wheat processing. Teff can also be ground and used as a whole grain gluten-free flour. As we mentioned earlier, Teff flour is fermented with yeast that lives on the surface of the grain and used to make a traditional sourdough flatbread called injera. This spongy, soft bread usually serves as the base of Ethiopian meals. It's made by pouring fermented Teff flour batter onto a hot griddle. Additionally, Teff flour makes for a great gluten-free alternative to wheat flour for baking bread or manufacturing packaged foods like pasta. What's more is it commonly serves as a nutritional boost to wheat-containing products. Unlike rice or quinoa, the starch in Teff causes the grains to cling together when cooked, which means it's not the best for serving purposes like salads, so it's not exactly the most versatile grain in the kitchen. Still, you can leverage this quality by using it like polenta or as a breakfast porridge in a similar consistency to cream of wheat that's topped with berries and chopped nuts. Teff porridge is a popular dish. You can make it the same way as quinoa porridge. Just keep an eye out as you cook and remove the mixture from heat as soon as the liquid has evaporated. When blended with cocoa powder, soaked dates, and cinnamon, cooked Teff makes a delicious and nutritious dessert pudding. For a creamy end product, cook 1 cup Teff in 3 cups of water for 20 minutes. But if you want a more grainy texture similar to chia seeds, she says you can dry cook Teff by combining 1 cup Teff in 1 cup water. Cook for 6 to 7 minutes, and then let it stand covered for 5 minutes. Just remember that the gelatinous nature of Teff means it's slow to digest, which is generally a good thing for sustaining energy levels and blood sugar control, but maybe not the best food choice for some people shortly before a run. Teff flour can up the nutritional ante of cookies, pancakes, waffles, and tart crusts. It has a chocolatey undertone, so it's great for brownies. But when you're baking with Teff flour, remember that it's gluten-free, so you can't just substitute it for wheat flour in a recipe. This is because baked goods won't rise the same way or have the same texture. While Teff might be one of the best superfoods available, it's not a good idea to be dependent on one superfood. You should make sure that you're eating other superfoods as well. Learn more by watching 17 superfoods you should make a part of your daily diet, or 11 best superfoods for men. Go ahead and watch one or both of these videos if you want to maintain a healthy body by eating the best foods. What's your favorite superfood? Let us know in the comment section below.